it was like, when I went vegan the first time, it was like, you know, so in 2014 when I did it, it was like I was able to go curtail. I didn't have any distractions. You know what I'm saying? I was just coming out of a semester of med school. I didn't have a job. I was living with my mom. I was chilling, pretty much. You feel what I'm saying? So, me and my so I just took my extra money. I went down to the store. I had started working at Wendy's in my daytime, in my part time. You know what I'm saying? While I was, you know, waiting for shit to happen to move again. I didn't end up going back to med school, but I didn't stop studying. So, anyway, so in that time frame, I worked at Wendy's. So, I'm taking my Wendy's checks, and I'm just, you know, it's part time. I wasn't working for like 28 hours a week. You feel me? So, I'm, you know, taking my stuff, getting my fruits, my vegetables, and all that stuff, and you know, at that time I didn't have any stresses. You feel what I'm saying? I would wake up, meditate, read for the rest of the day, and then go outside and sit in the grass. Like literally, that's all I had to do. And go to work then if I'm working 28 hours a week, I'm just chilling for the rest. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing left to do but read. You know what I'm saying? And ride around the city. But you know, at the time, the city that I was living in, it was like, yo, all of my friends that I grew up, they were out. They left. Most went to college, different things. So it was like, I'm chilling. You feel me? So it was easy. You feel me? It was easy to go plant-based. You feel me? It was easy to go plant. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have any outside forces. But the second time, it was a lot more difficult. Because I was working full-time. You feel me? I'm an entrepreneur, so I was doing my side business things. I was writing books. I was, you know, maintaining certain things. I was trying to working on promotions at work. I was literally focused, and I was still trying to, you know, be plant-based and all of that. And it was like, I get it. Now, granted, I don't have kids, but that's a whole nother stress. That's a whole nother aspect to it. And it's easier to do what's comfortable than it is to do, you know what I'm saying, what you feel you need to do or whatever it is, if the stressors are too big for you, because everything still goes the same way. You feel me? You're trying to exert the least amount of willpower you can in order to be successful at what you're doing. You feel me? So I was able to understand it differently from that point. When it was like, yo, I got into the loop and it was like, yo, I'm getting this because it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? There was times I would ride, you know, just before work, it's like, hey, grab something from McDonald's. Why? Because that's what they would do. You're running late, you can't get to work on time, you're not gonna be able to make nothing, just pick something up. And then you see how quick you can make that a habit. You do it one day, then, you know what I'm saying, the next day it's like, it ain't gonna hurt a little bit. Then you stop telling yourself it ain't gonna hurt. You feel me? You don't care anymore. You feel me? You don't think about it because you're like, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So I played that into it. And as I'm writing this book, I'm running this concurrent with this because I'm trying to write it from the perspective of somebody who's currently eating meat, and at the same time somebody who understands this lifestyle. You feel me? So it was like, you know, is it a contradiction? To some it would be, but I was willing to take that sacrifice in order to thoroughly understand it. So when the book was finished, and granted, I was dealing with I was dealing with a woman at the time, and I think she knew. I know she knew because she was like when she was able to tell when I started eating meat, because she was that in tune. She was able to tell when I started eating meat, like she could look at me and tell, because she was a vegan too. Or no, she was a pescatarian. So she'd be like, "What you like?" We would be FaceTiming or something, and she'd be like, "What you been eating?" I'd be like, "Shit." I was like, I mean, same shit I always eat, like, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to make it seem like I was contradicting myself, and I didn't really want to tell people what I was doing, because, you know, then you catch that, well, you don't have to do it like that. No, I have to literally go in. If you want to bring somebody out of something, you got to go back into their world. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, all right. But she was able to see. She was like, you look different. Like your thoughts are different too. You feel me? But the reason why I never told her or told anybody was because I needed people to respond to me, how they know me. You feel me? That makes it easier for me to understand what's changing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like when she would be like, yo, you're thinking differently. I'm like, what do you mean? You don't know that your thoughts are going lower and lower when you're in it. Like, she was like, you would usually talk like this. You know what I'm saying? Now I noticed that it's slowly going here. You sure everything all right? And I was just like, yeah, man, you know, I'm trying to get these promotions, stress of work, trying to promote this book, trying to do this, trying to finish this one, all that. She's like, all right. She just left it alone. You feel me? But I paid attention to what she was telling me because it was like, okay, these are aspects, your thoughts change, different things like that. So it was like, shit, all right. So the book is written, and now I'm starting to work on the course. You feel me? So I finished the book in one of those two. It was either July or August, whatever it was, because I was just moving. Now again, these are factors that played into it too. You feel me? I was one lease was up in one apartment. I'm getting ready to move into another one. I was buying a car. I was doing a lot at this particular time. I didn't do it on purpose. This is just the way the life went. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I said, this is how people's lives are every single day. They got credit card bills. They got this. They got all of that. All of these things go into it, and you tell them to live a plant-based lifestyle. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of difficulty, and you're not giving them any guide or any help.